What am I smoking?
Is everyone even height-wise?
Probably not.
I mean, relatively.
I'm very tiny.
Okay.
I thought about getting a high chair.
What is this Phineas?
That'll be the first time
The
ever.
Phineas Gauge.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You are tuning in to the Cigar Guys podcast, where aficionados and newcomers alike gather to explore the vast cigar universe. Meet your host, Alexander Gonzalez, Mark Nikollaj, his big little brother Zachary Nikollaj, and Jared Burrows. So sit back, light up, and let's get the conversation started. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
What if every cigar was considered vintage? What if every cigar that we made was that perfect experience? And so that passion drove us to create Sans Pareil, a cigar without equal. The inspiration between Sans Pareil is 100% all about quality. Everything that we enjoy in our cigars, everything from the tasting notes, to the burn, to the aroma, to the way the cigar lights, to the packaging, everything is focused on Sans Pareil cigars. And that's where we came up with our name, Sans Pareil, which is French for without equal, unparalleled. And we take every cigar that we make to that level, making sure that if it isn't something that inspires you to do something more, then it's not part of the portfolio, and that's what drives us every day.
All right. Welcome to the Cigar Guys podcast once again. Of course, I'm Alex. Zach is here with me. We're at a special location today. We're at Central Cigars. More specifically, we're at Ruby's Elixir here in St. Pete. We've got an event tonight, but before that, we wanted to introduce the two guys behind the magic that happens here. We have Hank and Marcus from Central Cigars. Great to have you guys with us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure for
Thanks for
having us.
being here, man.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
a huge honor to have you guys.
So we're going to talk a little bit about Central Cigars. I mean, this place has been in business for so long. I know that. And Hank, I'm sure you can take us through kind of the history of how you guys got started and where you guys are at today.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we opened up the doors in 1997. Kind of the backstory behind that, St. Pete was not what it is today. It's very slow paced, not a lot of people out. It wasn't as vibrant as it is now. And also the cigar scene was very minimal. A lot of people still went over across the bridge to get their cigars, and one of the important reasons why my dad, ended up creating this place was for, to do the exact opposite, have people stick around the area, get their cigars. But yeah, we, at the same time, we also partnered with JC Newman in 1998 to form the first cigar lounge in a sports stadium. So we were in Tropicana Field in 1998. It was called Questore Cigar Bar, and we had about two locations at the same time, and it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I was too young to really realize it, but the JC Newman family is, they're one of a kind.
Yeah.
And growing up and hearing stories about them, it was just, it was amazing.
So how old were you when your dad started the business?
3 months.
Oh, okay.
I was
So
3
you weren't
months
working then? Or?
No, man.
You weren't?
So I was born in 1997.
Okay.
Yeah,
One
so
year older than me then.
Yeah. So I literally grew up in this industry, and it was something that I always loved. I mean, the smell always brings me back of my dad smoking or my grandfather smoking, but what I realized was, the customers that came in and how high character they all are. I've always noticed that they always had a cigar in their hand, and they're always really good, really cool dudes that take time out of their day to talk to a 5-year-old, and it's cool,
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we say all the time. This industry is full of great people,
Yeah.
yourselves included. And everywhere we go, I mean, there's always a great group of people to hang out with and talk to.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a family.
It
right?
is.
It
really is.
And to have that in St. Pete is just amazing.
It is.
Because it's a beautiful area now. It's grown so much
Yeah.
that I mean, you saw it, right? We're from Orlando, but you saw the growth over here. And I think this is a good way to come over, relax, and feel like you're at home.
It is, and I think the same is for any lounge across, the world. It doesn't matter what you do or what age you are, that all kind of got put aside, and we all kind of share this common denominator, which is a great stick in our hands. My best friend, obviously this guy right here, but my other two best friends, they're 60 and 65.
Yeah.
And it's like, we would have never met if it wasn't for this guy right here. So it's pretty cool.
Well, too, I guess. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I was just honestly to piggyback off of kind of what Hank was just saying. It really is just an awesome feeling, man. It does not matter your background or where you're coming from or anything like that. I mean, this really is the great equalizer.
It is, yeah. And I was going to say, you growing up in the industry, obviously your mental age is probably 65 anyway.
Probably.
So that's why you're good friends with these guys.
Exactly. Man. You grew up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can I curse?
Say it again?
Can I curse a little bit?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. They shit on you like right away. And that does not stop.
Cut that out.
That's true, though. Those are the best friends.
Yeah. No, they are. Like,
if they're not coming at you, then they don't like you.
Oh yeah.
They don't care
man.
enough.
Like right when I walked in, there was always, some type of banter or whatnot. But thick skin and it's all love at the end of the day.
No, of course.
Yeah.
How'd you get involved?
So I started smoking cigars when I was 18, literally right on my birthday. I knew I always wanted to smoke cigars. How that happened was my mom had a strict rule at the time when we finally got cable. She literally was like, no HBO, no Max past like 9 p.m., like none of that stuff.
It's good, Mom.
No Showtime, none of that stuff. So obviously being a kid, like you're just, okay, like why'd you tell me that? Like now I have to go do it, right? So I turn on HBO and literally The Sopranos is on. And I see Tony smoking a cigar and I'm like, dude, I don't know what that is, but that looks so dang cool.
It's the biggest blunt I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. That's what like I've never seen something like that before. But I literally saw it, man, and I'm like, dude, I want to try it. So I literally on my birthday got myself dressed up real nice, and so I thought that's what you had to do. Like I thought you had to like put on like a nice shirt,
You
tie,
do.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Now I just like going on cigar lounges in my boxers. But anyway,
Only Central Cigars.
only Central Cigars.
What is he
that's
wearing
allowed.
right now?
And I had my very first cigar then, and I just completely fell in love with, more importantly, like the people that were involved with the cigars, right? Because here you are, a fresh 18-year-old kid just walking to a cigar lounge, and nobody knows who I am. I don't know who anybody else is. And the guy who was working the front just so happened to own this cigar shop, and he literally took time out of his day to walk me around the humidor and was like, hey, this is this, that, and the third. And that literally just like built my drive to just learn more about cigars, and then my love just grew ever since then.
What was the lounge? You remember?
Yeah, it's Palmetto Breeze in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Shout out to Mike. Love you, man. He's still a good dude. Him and his wife, they're fantastic people.
So how'd you end up down here then in St. Pete?
So when I was going to cigar lounges, that's how I spent my weekend. Everyone kept talking about Tampa, right? And this is like 2015, 2016 at the time. So I'm like, all right, I gotta go see like what this Tampa place is all about. I visited Tampa then, completely just fell in love with the city. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. Like if I move, I'm coming here. So I ended up moving. And very first time I visited St. Pete was 2017.
Okay.
And I came to Central Cigars for the very first time. I had no idea who anybody was, kind of the same exact thing. I just wanted to smoke my cigar and leave. And I'm like, dude, this place is freaking amazing. Had no idea that I was going to end up, being here. 2021, made the transition over to St. Pete. And I love the city, the people. Obviously, I got to meet literally my best friend Hank here through cigars and just being here. And it's just been an amazing journey so far.
No, that's great. And real quick, before we get into it, you guys have given us some cigars that we're smoking. We're all smoking some different stuff. I've got the West Tampa here, and you've got Liga Privada. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys talk about these cigars that you gave us.
Yeah, I'll let you take it over.
So I'm smoking right now, like you were saying, West Tampa. This is their brand new release that they just came out with.
Dark Time.
I don't want to mess that up.
You got it right this time, right?
Yeah. Sorry, West Tampa. I screwed up on my Instagram post, but
I was going to call it the late hour, but wait, never mind.
Don't get Zach started.
Yeah, right.
I remember the good old days.
I'm honestly, just to be completely honest with you, I'm just enjoying this cigar at the moment. I really didn't do too much research in depth of the exact blend, but
it just came out. We got it yesterday. I think there's only 2,500 boxes made.
Wow.
They get this really cool cutter that's part of it. I know some watch manufacturer designed the label of it too, which is really cool. So what we're doing, if you buy one cigar, you get a chance to win that cutter. It's pretty cool. I'll show you guys after.
Yeah.
You guys are all in that raffle, of course.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, West Tampa we love so much.
We do.
Rick Rodriguez,
Great guy.
like one of the best. Like he was with CAO General Cigars for a long time. So like he went back before I even got into this industry with us. He dealt a lot with my dad, and my dad invited him, or they planned like a beach day with him, and the whole 9 yards. And even though he knew my dad and he probably had his number before West Tampa launch, he still came to Central. He's like, "Hey, I want to speak to Hank." Just talking about a new cigar, and this is prior to West Tampa launching. He's like, "Look, man, I know your dad very well. We're really good friends, but I want to talk to you because I know you're kind of running the show here. I have a new brand called West Tampa, and I think it's going to do really well in the area. I'm the type of guy that want to see people face to face, tell people my story, and then if the cigars will speak for themselves." And he did just that, and it was super cool. I was like, obviously like these guys, brands, we've been around 30 years. They all know Pops, and you go to Pops for, whatever, thing they need to. But I think that was really cool. That Rick would come by and speak to me, and I don't know. It was just a very cool experience, and the cigars speak for themselves. And this one just came out. Big fan of it so far. Hopefully, you guys like it too.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm really enjoying it as well too.
Yeah.
And you said you think it's a Mexican San Andreas, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Very
messed up
good.
a little bit.
Very
Just
delicious.
like the name.
It's almost like I'm kind of like approaching the second third of the cigar, but it's almost like a medium to full, almost a little bit for me. But
Yeah,
it's
I'm definitely gonna
absolutely fantastic.
I'm gonna smoke that after this.
Yeah.
You should.
So we had
Super
the
good.
Phineas Gauge by Liga
Yeah,
right now.
I'm liking it.
Yeah, it's great, man.
I got to correct the burn a little bit. If I can borrow your lighter.
Yeah, of
But
course.
the flavor is fantastic.
Yeah, that's and super limited as far as we understand.
Yeah.
I've had that once before, and they told you that's an event special only cigar.
That's what we heard. I don't know about you guys, but I love Lanceros.
Oh yeah,
It's my favorite kind of cigar.
Is it?
Yeah.
Some I don't know. I think it just maybe steers a lot of people to the opposite direction. See a skinny cigar and
True. That's the thing. I
You
think
know.
it kind of goes back to that soprano,
Yeah.
feel, right?
Yeah.
Like when people see like a Lancero, they kind of look at it as like not a manly cigar.
yeah, it's feminine.
Yeah, it's a feminine cigar, whatever the case may be. So then they go towards, 52 ring gauge cigar because it looks like the one that gangsters smoke
Sure.
or whatever. So they kind of steer away from it. But you start talking to experienced cigar smokers who've been doing it, for years, and their parents, their grandparents, everyone, you actually get most of the flavor from a Lancero.
Yeah,
Sure.
Because you get most of your flavor from the wrapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
more wrapper compared to binary and filler. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
You want to know something funny? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's it's funny how like these like certain mentalities that like we kind of like build like when we start to say like, oh, this is a masculine cigar, or this is a feminine cigar, and then we say in the same manner like how cigars are the great equalizer.
Yeah.
So it's like hey, this is really like this is a cigar for everyone. It's like doesn't matter the size, whatever you like. That's your cigar.
That is funny though.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It brings everyone together, but we still make fun of you depending on what you're
Yeah.
smoking.
Oh yeah,
And,
100%.
I mean, I've seen women smoke, triple Maduros. And then
100%.
I've seen men
100%.
smoke acids, like my
Yes.
brother Mark.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's funny.
No, I think it's cool too. Like, if women come in shopping for a cigar, like probably, I don't know, 10 years ago, I don't know, definitely before COVID, but definitely 10 years ago, women come and buying a cigar, you kind of really think it's for their husband, for dad, cousin. Now after COVID, I've seen so much women pick up, smoking cigars. I think it's so cool.
I love it.
Like you don't bat an eye. Like if a woman walks in, doesn't matter who they are, you got to treat them like any other person, and you're always supposed to. But like, hey, have you tried a Liga number 9?
Yeah.
Not instead of just going right to the acid.
Yeah.
100%.
Like not just a sweet cigar. Like,
And if they say yes, I love it, you ask for their number.
yeah, exactly.
I had a woman come in. She bought actually, it's funny you brought that up, a Camacho triple Maduro. And she lit it up and was like, this cigar is absolutely fantastic.
Which is a very strong cigar.
And
It is.
I was like, you're single, right?
So that's too, like, when I got into cigars, the very first cigar I smoked was a Padron 1926 Maduro.
That was your first cigar?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're
You got
kidding.
spoiled.
Which isn't, traditional for most new smokers.
No.
And a lot of people in the industry too say, start with a Connecticut, something very mild. And a lot of people are starting to realize that you can also find a cigar that is not strong in nicotine, but stronger in flavor.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times too, if you have a dark cigar, maybe like this one, you give it to someone that hasn't smoked a cigar, they're more likely to enjoy the flavor of it and come back to it. Because if you give someone like a Connecticut that's super mild, they might be like, well, it doesn't really taste like much.
Yeah.
So then that might steer people away.
Yeah, and I feel like a big thing is like, what do you drink? Like, how do you like your coffee? Do you like spicy food? Like, you could kind of narrow it down in that regard. Like, if a guy comes in like, hey, I like bourbon neat, I like coffee strong, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to, he's never smoked a cigar before.
Yeah. You're not going to give him a Connecticut.
No, because I feel like it's weird. Our palates are so different, and everyone's can pick up different notes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of guy, I'd be, try something full.
100%. And even the thing, what the thing is too, to your point, like we have like this ladder that you hit the nail in the coffin, this ladder that we tell people to follow, start with the Connecticut shade. But the more you start to smoke cigars and develop your palate, Connecticut shade wrappers are very bitter. And I feel like, Maduro wrappers are very sweet. And then like people like to see a Connecticut shade and assume that it's going to be light, mild. And then, 9 times out of 10, yes, that is going to be true. But Connecticut shade wrappers are very bitter, man.
Yeah,
they definitely can be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this recently. I don't know if it was on a podcast, but just Connecticut's in general, like a lot of us don't like it. I didn't like Connecticut's. Alex didn't like Connecticut's. But the newer Connecticut's that are starting to come out, they're actually like, they pull that bitterness away and you are getting that mild flavor from it.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I totally agree.
That's what
100%.
I honestly feel like that's what made the Perdomo, the champagne, so popular is because how they fermented and manufactured that cigar, they like literally pulled away all of the bitterness from that Connecticut shade wrapper, right? And I feel like that's what made the champagne just so popular,
Yeah. And I mean, everyone sells it. It's a good cigar.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I go to a cigar shop and I'm like, nothing looks good here, I'll probably pick up a champagne.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to the blend too. You can't just rely on the wrapper, even though it has a majority of the flavor. The blend will change everything, the filler and the binder.
100%.
Because I had a cigar recently that was it was an Ecuadorian Habano Maduro wrapper. And before knowing that, I thought it was a Mexican San Andreas cigar, just by the way it tasted. Then I looked it up. I was like, oh, it's an Ecuadorian Maduro, like a Habano Maduro. I didn't even realize because I'm used to a certain type of flavor profile.
Sure.
And like with the Connecticut cigars, you had for the longest time a traditional way of kind of blending them. So a lot of them tasted similar. But now people are getting creative with it because the market's kind of demanding change and, it's more competitive.
Yeah.
So they're changing the blends to make, like a stronger Connecticut cigar smoking experience or more flavor. And the blend really has everything to do with that at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like the first brand I think of is Roma Craft.
Yeah.
They're Ecuadorian Connecticut.
That
looks like it's all right. It'll be a breeze of smoke, nice and mild, but man, that's some fire to it.
I don't know. Skip and Mike got some tricks up their sleeve for you.
They do.
So real quick too, it's actually funny. I think Hank was the first person to comment on our new game that we played the Mount Rushmore
Oh, dude, that's
of
so cool.
all things cigars. And today we've got a special one for you. And it's actually funny. We're talking about wrappers right now. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore of cigar wrappers.
Ooh.
So we're going to go, you guys are familiar with the game. Take turns basically ranking our top 4 picks for just your personal favorite wrappers.
Yeah.
And then give a brief reasoning of why you like it. And you're familiar with the game too, right? You've seen.
Yeah, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Hank. We're going to go this way.
Yep.
We're all going to do our 1. Zach's going to do his 1 and 2. Then we'll go back this way and kind of go there.
Sounds great.
All right.
Whatever wrapper's on the Cuba Cuba is my favorite. All right, just kidding. We spoke. Cuba Cuba's made by Acid, which we love Acid, but
we love Acid.
Not my personal favorite. Shout out KD. Connecticut broadleaf, 100%.
And he's going to get sniped.
Yeah,
that's.
Excuse me. That bitterness. You still get it from that Connecticut side, and I don't know, man. It's just hard to beat. I think everyone's palate is different. That's why.
That's a fan favorite all around.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I'm gonna throw a twister in here. Hank, man, we do have like a little bit of similar palates, a little bit. So, but I'm gonna throw a twister in here. African Cameroon,
Okay, wow.
number 1 for me. It's that natural sweetness that comes off of a Cameroon wrapper when it's done right.
Yes.
It really like blends like a really solid cigar. Nothing that's gonna kill your palate, but it's like a compliment to it. It's like a kiss on the cheek to it, So yeah, definitely African Cameroon wrapper.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm not a huge Cameroon guy, but there are certain blends that have done it right
Don
with the Cameroon
Carlos,
wrapper.
baby.
Yeah, so you can have a Connecticut or a Cameroon cigar that is really good for sure. And since you picked all our number 1s, Hank, I'm going to go with Mexican San Andreas as my number 1. Had to take it.
I had to snipe.
Had to do it. Shout out Besa Cigars.
I'm gonna go with Ecuadorian Habano.
Oh, that was my number 2. This is nuts.
Shout out Besa.
And then my number 2 pick is going to be Ecuadorian Sumatra.
Ooh.
Oh,
wow. Hey, man.
I was pretty confident about that one.
Sorry. I was confident about the Mexican San Andreas.
I wasn't even thinking about that
This
either.
is what happens when
Sumatra.
you hang out with cigar smokers, man. It's just.
All right, that's all the good ones.
Yeah.
No, so okay, man. For my number 2, I'm gonna have to go with.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. I'm actually gonna go with something that's been a recent favorite of mine. Is the Habano Shade wrapper.
Yeah.
So you got it similar to like an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, but the shade side. I go through phases where I enjoy shade cigars versus Maduro cigars.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Habano Shade as my number 2.
Like it.
Number 2. Man, you killed me with the Ecuadorian Sumatra, man.
That was mine too.
That was coming up for sure. I'm gonna keep it at Corojo, man. Just give me a solid Corojo all around the board.
I didn't save that because I figured that was going to be on your list. So
yeah,
I was like, I'll give him one.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely. I know we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier too, man. H99s, that's super special. Very underrated and underappreciated in my humble opinion. Definitely when it comes to the Leaf by Oscar. When people try it, they get intimidated because they see a cigar just wrapped up in a tobacco leaf. But man, you try that
Wait,
cigar.
there's a cigar in it there?
Yeah.
Or you're just supposed to smoke the leaf.
No, so
You're
actually,
supposed to cut it in half.
actually, yeah,
and
you get a
chop
pair
it
of
up.
scissors, and then you put it in
Gotcha.
your salad, use as croutons, and but no, yeah, definitely Corojo. That's where I'm at number 2, all around the board.
Pennsylvania broadleaf.
See, this is what happens when you're generous.
That's what I like. I don't know.
Let's just go ahead and put all the different broadleafs in his list right now.
Yeah. Count it in.
And then you can actually go for your number 3 now.
Shoot, man, wasn't expecting this. You said Corojo, but you didn't really specify.
Well, I kind of did say like all around the board, all around Corojo. But
Yeah,
But Honduras does it well.
You can specify.
Yeah, you can specify.
You can specify.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Honduran Corojo. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's
I think it's
Thank-
unmatched from Honduras, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Thank God, because I want to specify on that one. Too.
yeah.
number 3. It's actually gonna. I know we were kind of like not necessarily like painting it in a negative light recently, but or earlier, but Ecuadorian Connecticut
Okay.
shade wrapper for me, man. That's a Ecuador. Yeah, I don't want to specify Ecuadorian Connecticut shade too, just to be specific. I know we had our conversation about Connecticut shade wrappers earlier, but when the blend is done right, it could be a very special cigar. I kind of think of, if I'm not mistaken, the Monte Cristo M that just kind of just came out. That's a 20-year aged
It's a rapper?
wrapper. Yeah, that is.
Was it 30 or 20?
I want to say 20, if I'm
Dang.
not mistaken. Yeah, that's Rafael Nadal and AJ
Yeah.
Fernandez, man. They're cooking up magic all the time. But yeah, Ecuadorian Connecticut shade.
It's a good pick. Wasn't going to pick that because I already have a Connecticut on the list, but I'm going to have to go with a traditional Dominican Maduro wrapper. So that's what I'm going to do. The Maduro wrapper from Dominican Republic. I mean, just some would say more traditional, but it's just that balance of sweetness and a little bit of spice. Great cigars are made with that leaf.
When you think like Dominican Maduro, do you think Fuente automatically, or do you think La Aurora?
That's like when. So La Aurora was the first that I thought of for sure. La Aurora makes great Dominican cigars. Fuente as well. That's another one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And then our sponsor as well, San Parai Cigars. They have the Gold Jetto and the Super Lancero
I want to talk to you about that.
they
one.
use with it. Don't worry, we have a conversation coming up. But we have they use the Maduro wrapper, and their cigars are made in the Dominican Republic, and they outsource a few different things. But I mean, the product that comes out of the Dominican Republic, I think, surprisingly, for a lot of cigar smokers, is actually underrated. A lot of people confuse it for being Dominican cigars in general for being too mild or not strong enough. Yeah. But I mean, like La Aurora and Fuente have so many different cigars across the board. There's Davidoff, plenty of great cigars. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen like throughout the years of just having Besa that once people see like, oh, it's made in DR, they're like, I don't want to touch it. I don't like Dominican Republic cigars.
And you know what it is? We've gotten so spoiled with Nicaraguan tobacco with just how volcanic it is down there in Nicaragua, and Nicaraguan tobacco is just so heavy and thick as it is, so it just creates these nice bold flavored cigars. And then like you switch over to DR, and that's how we kind of get these mindsets of just Dominican tobacco is just going to be too light and mild.
I don't know about you, but like LFD, La Aurora, they do not taste like Dominican tobacco
at all. I love La Aurora, man.
Like that's those two. I'm like, this is definitely
they do it right. Your number 3 and 4.
All right, I'm gonna go Cuban Corojo.
What?
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do Ecuadorian shade, I think.
Just across the board.
Just across the board.
Yeah, we'll allow it.
Okay.
So for my number 4, I almost thought you sniped mine for a minute, but I am going to say a Cuban shade wrapper. Because, I mean, Cuban cigars, they've been iffy recently, but you can still find a really good Cuban cigar that has that nice shade wrapper on it. And, I mean, it's still a great leaf, and you can find some great cigars that are made with that leaf.
It's actually funny because in the back of my mind, I was like, do I want to be that guy and like sit up here and talk about Cubans? But I was actually gonna say like a Cuban Maduro wrapper.
Okay.
Like I've had some fantastic. I'm not preaching and advocating for Cubans, all right. So, but anyway, I had a great Cuban Maduro. I think it was a series 7, if I'm not mistaken. It like just brought like a whole different complexity to just how Cubans are already. That was pretty special. Definitely. So number 4, Cuban Maduro for me.
Finish strong. Number 4.
Now hopefully I'm right here, but I think I'm 95% sure. One of my favorite cigars that we have and sell is the American by J.C. Newman. And I believe that wrapper is a four Sungrown.
Okay.
So FSG in Claremont, Jet Borzowitz, who owns Coronas. I think what he's doing up there, that's only an hour and a half away from us, I think it's pretty cool, and something about that American world in Tampa. And I spoke a little bit briefly about JC Newman, how much they mean to us. Yeah, Florida Sungrown. I think it's fantastic.
No, great shout out,
That's
and got to represent Florida, of course.
Of course, man.
Yeah, I mean, Florida used to grow a bunch of tobacco,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it just kind of dwindled down, and then Jeff kind of brought it back.
It's pretty cool, man.
So,
it's
so it
pretty
is
freaking cool.
really great for Florida.
I've
you
yet
know,
to visit. I don't know if you guys did.
No.
Yeah, but I would love
I wanna
to
go.
see his farm
yeah.
one day. In Claremont, right?
Yeah.
You just made me think of the 20 acre.
Oh yeah,
That's a
another
good
great
cigar.
cigar.
That's a good smoke.
Another Connecticut cigar that's really good.
Yes, it is.
That's not. It doesn't really seem as what a Connecticut is, too. It looks very mild, but I feel like it's mild to medium.
Yeah,
You know, in my opinion.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I'm kind of upset I didn't get any broadleafs on my list, but
Yeah. Knowing Hank, I knew he was going to take them all,
I
man.
actually have 4 more.
no, it's funny. But yeah, that is the Mount Rushmore of cigar wrappers. Let us know what you guys would have put in your top 4. And real quick too, we're gonna play another game. Jared, you can assist me with our imposter cards. We're gonna play a game. Who's the imposter? And we're gonna try and basically figure out who among us is the imposter. How it's gonna work is 3 of us are gonna get a card with a specific cigar on it, and one of us is not gonna know what the cigar is. So how it's gonna go is we'll start with Zach. He will say an attribute about the cigar, kind of leave it vague, not give away anything too specific.
Got it.
And
Besa Maduro.
so, kind of vague, not too specific, but, hints towards it. The imposter's goal is to try and, either figure out what the cigar is or blend in enough to, pass by and basically win. We'll vote at the end. And, if you get voted out as the imposter, you lose. If you don't, you win.
Gotcha.
And, the rest of us, we're going to try and basically try to keep the imposter out of the loop.
Got it.
So,
Sweet.
Jared, if you can.
Now, what he didn't tell you is that the winner wins a free trip to Mexico.
Mexico, I don't know why, but yeah, sure, let's do
It's
it.
Alabama.
All right, so these are 2 different ones here. Shuffled, I assume? All right,
Maybe.
hopefully. So don't let anyone see.
Now specify one more time. So I'm telling people about this cigar. Or
Yeah,
this
so like
brand,
1 or 2 words that
Okay.
describe the cigar, whether it's the brand itself or, like a part of the cigar, like the wrapper or something like that.
Okay. Got it.
Kind of hints at it without trying to give away too much.
Yeah, I was going to ask because I don't know. It's a little vague on the paper, but I'm glad you specified.
Okay.
So yeah.
And maybe Jared made it too vague, but we'll see. We'll have some fun with it.
I'm gonna start pretty vague.
Okay.
Tobacco.
Okay. Should we allow that? What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll allow that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a Canadian
Don't be
broadleaf.
mad.
No, that's fair.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just, okay. Obviously, it's a cigar. It is a cigar, right?
Well, plot twist.
Oh, wait. All right. I'm already. My radar is going up.
I know. Like, what if
The
he
more I'm
does?
thinking about.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with farm because we're.
Hey, only one of us could do that.
All right. Well, since we're going that route, I'm just gonna say it's aged.
It smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it draws.
Yeah. Nicaragua.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You're up.
Non-Cuban.
Yeah, if I call BS, can I say it right now? Or?
Whenever we all decide, I mean, we can call a vote if
Okay.
it kind of gets to that. Sun-grown.
Okay. Fermentation.
Cameroon.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It's pretty sus.
Huh?
Right?
No,
Right?
nothing.
Medium.
Ooh.
Okay. I would say white pepper.
I was about to call a vote in a second, but all right. Now you said that we can literally like describe also like either if that's at the company, or cigar as well.
Anything that's
Is saying legendary? Is legendary acceptable here?
that's acceptable. Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
Legendary
Yeah.
it is.
I think mine could go legendary too, but what I was saying is about this particular thing, person, company, whatever it is we always use the term gold, so I'm gonna use gold.
Okay.
Mm,
That tracks. Zach won't get that one.
interesting.
Let's see. I just feel like it's like pretty. All right. Let's see.
I know you have Marble Lights. I know, I know that's what it says.
Marble lights. That'd be funny. Hold on. I'm burning through my wrapper or my band
He's
over
stalling.
Dun,
He's going
dun,
Nicaraguan,
dun, dun,
gold.
dun, dun, dun.
here. I'm gonna say America on this,
All right.
but there's a connection.
All right.
There's a connection. You got to dig deep, but I'm gonna say America.
All right. When can we start voting?
If you do you think he's BSing?
Yeah.
You think he's BSing?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll call it.
You said any aspect, so anyway, go ahead.
No, okay. So you want to vote Zach?
Yep.
All right. Zach's the imposter. AJ New World.
No, wait a second. This
It was me.
is it really?
Yeah,
What
it was
do you
me.
have?
Imposter.
Okay. I have AJ New World.
Me too. Oh shit!
So
What do you say?
So when you said gold, I was thinking that I'm like, wait, does he have like the same thing as me? Because I was thinking of Dorado.
Whatever he touches turns to gold.
Yeah. And then I said like legendary. I'm like, okay, AJ Fernandez is obviously legendary. And then you said gold. I'm like the Dorado. They were calling that like the new gold standard.
Remember always whatever
Whatever
if you
AJ.
sweat- Romeo, Monty, whatever it is.
Dude, AJ is legend. That's why I said legendary. Because dude, AJ Fernandez.
I'll be honest, I had no
Why'd
idea
you
what
say
it was.
American?
Why did you say America?
Because America was considered like the new world when it
Oh
got
my
started.
Ah.
It was broad because I don't know, like I could say mild, medium, full, whatever. I don't know. Anyway.
What did you say? I was sworn.
I don't even remember what I said, bro.
You said like, you were.
He was just naming aspects of cigars.
Good for you, man.
I was waiting for someone to say something about like the band or like anything.
When you said something, and then I was like, all right, I was getting ready to like call a vote, but I'm like, I don't let it slide.
I could have sworn he had Marble Lights on your thing. Right when you said him, what was your first word? Yeah, you said American.
So he was like tobacco. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
that was
yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm like, all right.
I like throwing people off. I'm usually the imposter on these.
That was
things for
really
some
good.
reason.
That was really good, man. Good for you.
Dang,
Man, it's
All right.
tough.
the heck?
Let me mix these up because I don't know if Jared did.
So when I said that's why I said I was confused because it just said AJ Fernandez, New World. I'm like, which one?
That's why I said Cameroon. I'm like,
I know, yeah. And then I said medium. I'm like, well, I guess technically,
I was gonna say,
All right, we'll trash these.
what a
All right.
terrible set of events.
Yeah,
they had.
right?
I was gonna say the
We'll do one more
really
round.
terrible word.
Let's get this a lot of fun.
all right, guys, pick.
The stuff here. And we'll start with Hank this time.
Dominican.
Iconic.
Mainstream. Will you allow that? Yeah, mainstream.
allowed.
That's, yeah.
Family.
You're funny.
Is it me? Me again?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
you,
thought
so,
we
yeah.
try to throw you guys off there a little bit. Not Dominican. I lied.
This is gonna. Man, I feel like because we all have such great cigar knowledge, if I say this, I don't know if it's gonna like No, that gives it away.
Where's it from?
It's from Europe.
Dominican Republic.
It's tools. Is tools allowed? Can I say tools?
Tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could say it, but you're gonna have to explain
I
yourself
think
later.
no. I get it.
Can I say is tools allowed?
I think so.
Oh, you get it too?
No,
You're not the imposter.
All right.
I
I'll
get
say
it.
it right now.
I get it.
Marcus
You don't
is
get
not
it?
the imposter.
I don't actually. Tools.
Actually, can I call it? Can I call the vote?
Sure.
Like, I think you're the imposter again because you said family, and like I think like you're on point with everything.
Okay.
I thought it
And
was
then
too.
I think you're definitely the imposter.
Already?
Yeah.
You don't want to go a couple more rounds?
We'll let him say.
Well, we can let him
And
go,
then,
but
you know-
I got an inkling
Okay, that's fine.
because of what you agree with me on. I know it's not him, and what you kind of said with
Yeah,
family.
I gave myself away too.
Yeah.
All right.
Is
You're
it my
next.
turn?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go with red.
Okay. We're calling. We're good to call.
I don't know.
You don't
Let's
think
go
so?
one more. Let's go one more.
Let's go one more.
I'm gonna go with bold.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
this
it's,
guy was kinda-
yeah.
Oh,
the imposter.
we're
I'm calling it.
Yeah,
Why me?
I don't know.
Wait, you don't get red?
I get red.
You do?
I
Okay.
get red.
It makes sense.
It does make sense. Should I think about it? Yeah.
All right, let's do one more.
All right.
So it's me again. All right. God. Number 9.
Staple piece.
Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah, I'm calling it.
Yeah,
I'm calling it. I knew it. I
there
knew
we
it. I'm
go.
calling it.
That's all
I'm
we
calling
needed.
it. That was it. That's what we needed right there, baby.
I was gonna say Jared as my next one, but I think he would have gotten it.
Oh, man.
That's
I would've
it.
I
said
knew
Jared.
it. Let's call it, baby.
All right, let's see.
It's
Easy.
Padron, isn't it?
Imposter.
Yeah.
Yep,
Padron.
it's
Oh
Padron,
my God.
baby.
So you threw me off with
Tools?
No, so that's what I thought it was at first, and I was like, it's got to be Padron.
Because I knew.
But then I went back to Dominican, and I was like, wait,
Yeah, see, I was throwing you guys off.
Yeah,
there,
you're trying. I know
know?
you know what you were doing.
dang.
Yeah, so
I should have stuck with my gut on that one. I could have gotten that for
So
sure.
I wanted to say hammer, but I'm like, okay,
You said
everyone's
red.
everyone's
I'm
gonna
like,
know like what it is.
You said red. I'm like, dang.
I mean, it is red, right? Yeah.
I mean, like
Like,
yeah.
It
a
is,
shade
yeah.
of red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you said tools, I was like, it's
Like
got to
a
be
band.
Padron. It's got to be the hammer and sickle thing.
Yeah,
Is that
see,
what
I
he's
knew
going
it.
for?
You said
I
family.
should have stuck with that.
Yeah, when you said family,
should've
I'm like,
stuck with
it's
that.
not him. I already
You said
immediately
tools.
knew.
I'm like,
Yeah, because it's all family owned and operated. Like,
yeah, yeah, the little hammer.
I don't know
Yeah.
why I didn't trust my gut on that one. That
I
was
went
an
straight
obvious
to.
one.
You're right, but I went straight to Family Reserve.
I got nervous
That was
because
me too.
you guys were onto me so fast. I'm like, what did I even say?
You said something. I'm like, nope.
what is it that I said that like threw you off?
Oh man,
The red guy.
I can't wait to. I can't wait to like play back the footage because like I hopped on it like immediately.
Yeah,
But I forgot you said something, and I was just like, nah, that ain't it.
I like that.
What'd you say before red?
I don't even remember, bro. Oh, I said no. I said Connecticut broadleaf and then bread, and then I said
Connecticut broadleaf was
Connecticut
like icing
broadleaf,
on
I'm
the
like,
cake.
skirt.
Yeah,
I should have said
no
Mexican
way.
San Andreas because that would have been acceptable. Actually,
Actually, would have been acceptable.
I don't think so. No.
they're rapper, bro.
Maybe.
They're Maduro rapper. You know what that is?
Is it?
You know what that is? It's gotta be.
That was a Puro, man. I thought.
Yeah, I thought Cubans are puros too.
Hmm.
At one point, maybe.
Am I wrong? I thought wrapper binder filler is all from Padron State in Nicaragua.
Yeah, I think so. But a lot of people in the industry are saying that it is like a Mexican.
Mexican.
I've actually heard. You're the first person I've heard that.
It makes
from.
sense. I mean, it tastes like it. You know,
But Padron is such a staple piece for sure. So shout out to Padron.
Padron's awesome. Man.
Absolutely, great cigar.
What's
I
your
should have
favorite-
known too. Jared picked them. What did you say?
What's your favorite Padron, or what's one you?
I would say honestly, I usually go back to the number 90.
Yeah.
Maduro.
Maduro,
Specifically.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because too, like, it's one of the only non-box pressed in their lineup.
Mhm.
Yep.
So it's kind of a rarity when it comes to Padron. Everything's box pressed, which I
Mhm.
love. But having that option of not being box pressed
Yeah.
is also great. But I mean, it's a great flavor. Especially when I was first getting into cigars, I just was drawn more towards the stronger, more bold flavor profile.
Gotcha.
So that's been one of my favorites. What about you? What would you say?
I'd probably say the 1926 or the 50th.
50th.
Yeah.
50th is great. Natural Maduro for 50. For the 50th. Natural Maduro.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
80th is hard to beat, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say that.
I'm such a man. That black, Padron Black.
Yeah,
I don't know, something about it.
the natural Maduro.
Both, but Maduro, I guess.
Okay,
More so
yeah.
often than natural. It's so dense, so much flavor. You know, it's like a whole. They use this term a lot, but it's like a meal. You know, like it's a whole like, you know,
It's an experience.
entree. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
changes a lot too.
Yeah.
I like a cigar that's sophisticated.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
like
not. It doesn't like from start to finish. Just like changes throughout. First third is different
Yeah.
from the second third. Third third is different, obviously. Yeah, I like complexity.
I still haven't had a Padron Black actually.
We'll change that tonight.
We're gonna change that for you.
Beautiful. The closest. So what I did have is a very, very limited Padron, the PC. I want to say it's PC11. It was a collab between Jeff Corona
Really?
and Padron.
Whoa.
They made. I want to say it was like 900 boxes or like 500 boxes, something very small. So they had it at Corona naturally, and it was they used the same band as the black.
Yeah.
And it was a shade wrapper. I'm pretty sure they used like a FSG shade wrapper or something. But
Really?
that was kind of like their collab that they did. It was super kind of like real quick under wraps. Like buy it at Corona. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Wow.
It was like $30.
Cool.
You had that one too, right?
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
I bought
never knew.
two. I smoked one
Haven't even heard.
right away, and then I had one for like 6 months or a year, and then smoked it again. It
Wow.
was very, for me, very peppery and spicy. Is how it was. So it was kind
See
of
that.
not sweet like usual Padrones are.
Sure.
You know, they're spicy, but they're still kind of sweet.
Yeah.
So something different.
That's cool.
I wish I got more of, but I mean,
When was that released? Was it?
I think it was last year, right?
Really?
Yeah. It could
That's
be.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Never even.
Last year,
never
year
put it on.
prior.
What about you? What's your favorite Padron?
You actually called it number 9. And that actually could have went like a couple
So
different
that's what
both
threw
ways.
me off. You said number 9, and
And
I
you
went
said
Liga.
Liga,
That
right?
was
See,
the
that's-
fuck.
Yeah.
See, that's why I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it could have went
knew-
both ways.
I
Definitely
was
could have
thinking
went both
number
ways.
2 as well. 1926 number 2.
Yeah, and part of
number
my
9, I feel like Liga.
the back of my mind, I was like, that's way too obvious, but like, what if I just go for it? And then
That's-
I was like, they're on to
yeah.
me anyway. I'm just gonna go for it. And
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate the I want to say 1964, the torpedo, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
The Maduro, that box press torpedo is something special for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we talked about one of the family series. I think it was
Yeah.
80. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
80, yeah. 80,
Oh yeah.
85's great. The
46.
45, the first time I
Yeah.
had it, kind of put me on my ass. When I think I was 21, 21.
What are we at time wise, Jared?
46.
Okay. Real quick then, let me get that box if you don't mind. So I have a gift for you guys. Something that you are going to enjoy. I know.
Man.
Shout out to Central Cigars for producing some of the best Dominican cigars ever. So this right here is a Central Petite Coronation. The Coronation is essentially a box with 3 of their different blends, the blue, the purple, and the red.
Mhm.
And this is what we do for our tastings for different retailers at Central.
Oh, wow.
So right here, the Petite Coronation, the red, the blue, and the purple. And you and I are going to talk more about this after the podcast. But right here, we've got the Criollo wrapper for the blue, Ecuadorian Sumatra for the purple. And for some reason, the red is escaping me right now. But this is going to be more of a stronger cigar, more
Gotcha.
full body. But this is my gift to you guys.
Oh, thank you so
And we're going
much.
to talk a little bit more about this afterwards. But
That's very nice of you, man.
Dude,
thank you.
yeah, I want
That's
you guys
awesome.
to experience
I see you
that.
guys post this all the time. I was always curious
Yeah.
about it.
They're fantastic cigars. So they're blended with Hochi at Tabacalera Palma. They produce La Galera. They produce La Instructora.
Gotcha.
And
Sweet.
Samparai is like their ultra luxury brand.
So Dominican?
Dominican, yeah. And then, the wrappers come from different,
Sure.
some different regions.
Oh,
That's
so
awesome,
cool,
man. What a beautiful little box.
No,
too.
absolutely,
I love it.
man. Yeah.
Thank you,
and
bro. That's
Look at
awesome,
that.
man. Thank you.
yeah, and then too, I mean, I know you saw the Super Lancero
Yeah,
on Creekside.
Yes.
That was intriguing for you.
Man, shout out to Creekside, man, too, because those are had a very special opportunity to talk to them, and we're down in New Orleans too, Creekside, there's some cool dudes up there, man. I love the lounge that they got up there. I definitely want to visit. But you want to talk? There's some cigar guys up there for real. I love their YouTube channel and everything that they're doing. So shout out to them. They're
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I think generally too, a lot of younger people are now getting in the industry. Obviously, this industry is going to continue. Then people that are of younger age are going to get into it. You guys, us as well. I mean, and what you guys have, obviously, you know, your dad started this, but you guys are taking the mantle up and continuing the legacy of Central Cigars. You know, and people are getting into the media side, opening up new lounges or new brands.
Yeah.
And I think it's just great to see what's happening in the industry right now.
I mean, it's a testament to you guys. You know, I mean, I feel like what you're doing, you know, be on social media and educating people our age, you know, I think it's amazing. You know, like that fear or that, you know, nervousness going into a lounge is still adamant, you know, in this day and age when we were still, you know, getting into it as well. I grew up, but still, if I went to another place, you know, I still I was a little intimidated, as we all are. But what you're doing is very special. And that's why I've been, even before we met, I was, you know, subscribed and still learn from you guys.
Well, we'll talk about that real quick. Actually, I mean, so we posted a meme like when we were first starting on TikTok, and it was one of those meme templates on TikTok, and we just happened to pick Central Cigars as the like background photo of the video.
Yeah.
So when I officially met Hank, he was like, you know, I know you from somewhere. And we kind of, you know, talked about it. And he's like, I swear you posted a video or something like with Central Cigars. And I'm like, really? So I went and looked for it. And I was like, sure enough, Central Cigars. And it was, you know, something about when your wife is out of town and you have a chance to go to the cigar lounge. So again, it goes back to what Zach's been saying. Cigar industry is so huge, but it's so small at the same time.
It is.
And, you know, the fact that you can go to another state or another country and meet someone where there's a connection, it happens all the time.
It is, man. And you guys saw it firsthand at PCA. You know, seeing all these all retailers, different companies all gathered together in one space.
Yeah.
And it's just like a family reunion.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's like, doesn't matter what you do or how legendary you are in this business or if you just started out recently.
Yeah.
You know, like same common denominator, you know? So
There it is.
Absolutely. I want to thank you guys for hosting us. Thank
thanks.
you for participating. I mean, it's been a blast.
Yeah, it's been
And
awesome.
again, I mean, if you're ever in the Tampa area, even if you're in Florida and you have some time, great lounges in Tampa, but you've definitely got to hit Central Cigars here in St. Pete. They've been around for a long time. They know what they're doing, and it's a fantastic place. So we're going to have some fun tonight with a Besa Cigar Cut and Light and smoking a bunch of different cigars. We've already started. We're going to have a few more to enjoy. But again, thank you guys. It's been a blast.
thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
And look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.
See ya.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cigar Guys podcast. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the latest episodes. Looking for short form content? Check out all our social media accounts in the description below. And now, a final word from our sponsors.
What if every cigar was considered vintage? What if every cigar that we made was that perfect experience? And so that passion drove us to create Sans Pareil, a cigar without equal. The inspiration between Sans Pareil is 100% all about quality. Everything that we enjoy in our cigars, everything from the tasting notes to the burn, to the aroma, to the way the cigar lights, to the packaging, everything is focused on Sans Pareil cigars. And that's where we came up with our name, Sans Pareil, which is French for without equal, unparalleled. And we take every cigar that we make to that level, making sure that if it isn't something that inspires you to do something more, then it's not part of the portfolio, and that's what drives us every day.